Have you ever just stopped to watch an ant? I mean, they're everywhere, right? And they're always moving with this incredible sense of purpose. Well, it turns out their tiny little world holds some huge lessons for our, let's face it, much more complicated lives. So let's dive in and see what we can learn. So seriously, what can a tiny insect teach us about living a giant life? We're going to look at the ant not just as some bug, but as a master of purpose, of teamwork, and honestly, some almost unbelievable resilience. And I think the answers are going to surprise you. And here's what's so cool about it. Their world, this really simple, disciplined life they lead, it holds some pretty powerful lessons for our own. It's like a mirror reflecting our own challenges and, well, our own opportunities. All right, so first up, a purposeful start. I mean, it's all about finding that clarity and momentum in the small stuff. And it really all begins in the morning, doesn't it? Okay, so think about a typical human morning. A lot of us wake up, maybe feeling a little bit lost, a little uncertain. We're scrolling on our phones, kind of wondering what the day's even about. But an ant, it wakes up with total, absolute clarity. Its purpose is clear. Find food, protect the colony. And that is the key. Having a simple why, even just for a small task, is what gives your day that immediate momentum. And here's another huge difference. Our focus versus theirs. We tend to get obsessed with these giant leaps, right? These huge, dramatic changes. But an ant, it's all about the very next, tiny, consistent step. The next piece of leaf, the next grain of sand. And that relentless focus on the small stuff, that's exactly how they end up building entire worlds. I mean, look at their simple process. It's just 1, explore a path, 2, pick up a crumb, 3, carry it back, and 4, repeat. It's just a loop. And that's such a powerful reminder that our own lives are built the exact same way, Not on these big, flashy, one-time achievements, but on the small habits we just do day in and day out. Okay, moving on to section 2, stronger together, because this is where it gets really interesting. An ant is never just an individual. Its real power, its true strength, comes from the power of the collective. You can think of it like the colony's code. It's amazing. If one ant finds food, it doesn't just hoard it. Nope. It leaves a chemical trail for all the others to follow. If there's a threat, others rush in to help. If one gets injured, it gets support. Their roles are totally flexible, all based on what the group needs. It just goes to show our own strength doesn't really come from being lone wolves, right? It comes from our connections, our communities. An ant literally never survives alone. Its strength is the colony. And that's a lesson for us, right? Helping each other isn't weakness. It's our single greatest strength. All right, our final section, the resilient mindset. This is all about navigating challenges from the inside out. Because it's not just about what ants do. It's about how they think, how they deal with all the stuff that gets in their way. So, an obstacle appears in the ant's path. A big ol' rock, maybe your shoe. What does the ant do? Does it get frustrated? Give up? No way. It doesn't panic. It just starts looking for another way around. I love this quote. Failure does not stop it just redirects it. Just think about that for a second. For an ant, an obstacle isn't a dead end. It's just information. It's a signal to try a new route, not to quit. What a powerful way to look at our own setbacks, right? And then there's this mind-blowing fact. An ant can carry up to 20 times its own body weight. 20. But this isn't really about brute strength. It's a symbol of something else entirely. This symbolizes our own hidden mental and emotional strength. We so often think we can't handle the pressure, right? The weight of all our challenges. But this is a reminder that, just like the ant, we have this deep, hidden strength. We can carry so much more than we think. So, why? Why do ants work so hard? What's the point of all this? The answer is pretty revealing. So are they doing it for attention, for applause? Absolutely not. They don't work for likes. They work for contribution. Every single thing an ant does is for the good of the colony. And that's a whole different way of living. It's not about what others think. It's about what you can give. And this is a lesson I think we could all use. The human way, a lot of the time, is to just push until we burn out, and then we just collapse. But the ant way, it looks like they're working nonstop, but they're actually taking hundreds of tiny little micro rests all day long to stay energized. Rest isn't the opposite of work for them, it's part of it, it's fuel. So let's just recap the Ant's Guide to Life, the core lessons here. It's pretty simple, really. Find a simple purpose each day. Embrace those small, consistent steps. Rely on your collective strength, your people. View obstacles not as dead ends, but just as redirects. Act for contribution, not for applause. And finally, integrate rest as fuel. It's not an afterthought, it's essential. Which brings us to this final thought. If ants can build entire worlds with tiny steps, imagine what we can build one day at a time. I mean, wow. It really shows that greatness isn't about your size or how fast you are. It's about discipline, strength, and just showing up every day. So the question isn't really about ants anymore, is it? It's about us. What world are you building one tiny step at a time?